Welcome to H3 Live. My name's Steve Boese. I'm with Trish Steed. Hi, Trish.
Hi, I'm glad to be back with you. One more live.
One more live from the HR Technology Conference.
That's right.
Live from the isolved booth with our friends at isolved. We're super excited to be here. Thanks to them for making some space and time for us this week.
Absolutely. If I should have stayed here the whole time. It's gorgeous.
It's wonderful. And we're joined by Kelli Rico from isolved. She's the VP of Product Management. Kelli, how are you?
I'm doing great. We're so glad to have you here at the booth.
It's awesome to be here. Kelli, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at isolved?
Yeah, I have been at isolved for 13 years.
Nice.
I currently lead our product management division and get to have fun building out the roadmap and bringing new exciting things to the product.
And there's always something new and exciting coming.
Always something new.
We've been talking with some of your customers. They are thrilled and they cannot be bigger evangelists. I mean, truly. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. We're hearing great stories. Yes.
So what's happening? We were talking about talent acquisition a few minutes ago. There's some interesting new developments that are happening in talent acquisition. Look, it's been a problem and a challenge for organizations for years. Lots of technology solutions, but still a challenge. What are you guys doing in that space to try to help your customers manage those challenges?
Yeah, so we're hearing the same thing from our customers too when we sat down with them. You know, it's the amount of time that it takes for them to get good candidates in the door. And as we all know, HR is wearing many hats, and being able to put that recruiting hat on takes a lot of time. So some of the tools that we're building right now and we've got launched is our job authoring tool. It's our AI job authoring tool. And the goal with that one is to reduce the amount of time that it takes to build those job ads to try to entice those the candidates in. So the tool itself actually allows a customer just to put a few keywords in to help build their ad. And the goal is to build it around their culture. You want a job ad that's going to bring people in that are like-minded, right? That are going to fit within your organization. So it allows them to set the tone, make it fun, make it quirky, or maybe they just need it straight black and white, and that's what they're going with. So the tool itself, we're using it internally, and it has reduced the time that it takes us to get things out by 20%. So we're seeing an increase of productivity by 20%.
Well, sure. And if that 20% equates to or leads to faster time to get the job posted, faster time to get candidates through the door, faster time ultimately, right, to fill the job, that's a big impact for organizations.
Yeah, and then they can spend more time doing the things that HR loves to do, right? It's great to get good candidates in the door, but they want to be able to spend time with those employees and do fun things for the organization to take it to the next level.
Well, I love that you're using it yourselves too, right? You hear of companies that don't always use their own tools. So I think too that's a testament then when you're talking to either it's an existing customer or a prospect, right? You're telling them, no, this is the benefit we actually see from this. It's not just in theory, right?
Yes. Yep.
So really powerful.
We love to drink our own champagne at isolved. We try all the tools ourselves, and I think it's good to be able to share your own personal stories because you relate with everything that they're doing.
Sure.
Yeah, we were just talking to an isolved customer a few minutes ago, small organization, very small HR team, and really sharing some stories about how the adoption of modern technologies that are accessible to a small organization has really impacted both her role in HR, but also the service she can give to the organization. So I think that's what's really meaningful here is AI-driven job authoring. It sounds like a capability that you've got to be really sophisticated and a huge organization to have access to, but that's not the case.
No, not the case at all. I think when AI came out first, and even still, everybody hears it and they're scared, right? You don't want somebody's always listening or watching. But what we tried to do with the tool is make it simplistic to use, more of like a wizard base, so that you don't have to be a genius to work through it, but let the genius work for you is our goal here.
Yeah, and a lot of folks have now tried those kinds of Gen AI authoring tools or writing tools in their personal life or just for fun. So it's got to be somewhat familiar, right? To say, okay, I'll go into the job, the job platform there and say, okay, I'm going to hire for a junior marketing manager with 2 to 4 years experience, and go. It's probably familiar.
Yeah, last year at the Connect User Conference, it felt like when we were talking about AI, you see people in the crowd that are like, ooh, I don't know about that.
Right.
And I had them raise their hands to see how many have used Gen AI in their personal lives or their business lives, and I was shocked at how many people hadn't used it. So I put a personal challenge out there that if you haven't, just use your phone real quick and ask it a question and see how quickly it responds, and think about how quickly putting that into the HR tech can get things resolved for you, and not do your job for you, but help you be better in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And what's the response been now? I mean, so that's been almost a year ago. So, like, what are you hearing from customers now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're quite as scared. They're hearing AI more, right? So it's everywhere. It's not just in isolved, it's not just in HR, but I don't think they're quite as scared, and they want to know what's coming next. What else are you doing?
It brings out the curiosity, right?
Yeah.
I think we're hearing that as a theme in this event, actually. Yeah, last year was a lot more fear.
Yeah.
Still some, right? You want to be cautious, manage risk, but yeah, it seems like people are a little more like, what are the value that I can get from this? Which, clearly productivity is one.
It's our favorite one.
Yeah, and another important area, Kelli, you guys have made some advancements in, and we should talk about some, is once applicants come through the door, right? We get that job ad written, we get it posted, and applicants are coming in, and in certain sectors right now, companies are really being overwhelmed with applications, like hundreds, even thousands potentially of applications for roles. What are some of the things you're doing to help your customers kind of sift through that? Not just sift through them all, but really hone in on the right candidate profiles and the ones they really should both take a more closer look at and then certainly bring in and start interviewing and get them into the recruiting funnel?
Yeah, so we've got a candidate matching tool, and just like you said, thousands of applicants are coming in, and when you're using the job authoring tool that has a great ad, you're bringing great
you're going to get more candidates, right?
So the tool itself is going to look at all of the applicants that came in. It's going to match it against the skills and requirements that you had in your ad, and it'll surface those top candidates right up to the top of your applicant dashboard. Now, they still have access to go through any of the candidates, even if they weren't perfect matches, but being able to see the top 10, and it shows you, like a red, yellow, green. So these are your best candidates right at the top. It was a 92% match score, and then it'll surface exactly what the skills they had or the skills that they were missing, surfaces all of that information for you so that you can actually get that candidate in the door but you got them in the door, but how do you get butts and seats much quicker?
Yeah.
I love the aspect, though, too, of what they're missing, because, again, it might be you're in a situation where you don't have that many applicants, but someone is missing something that's maybe not that critical or something that's more easily trainable, right? So that also gives you different insights than what you might be getting somewhere else, right? It's not just about having that perfect match. You might not, but then you can see, where can I develop this person pretty quickly?
Yep, I love that too. The other piece that I think is really fun about it is, while it's looking for skills, it's also looking at jobs that you've held in the past that are similar to the job that you could be applying for. So let's just say somebody's in manufacturing, but they worked, they helped out in the front desk area. So maybe they had a little bit of money management. The job that you're looking for, let's just say it's in retail, is the job that they're applying for. It's looking at other jobs that you've done and skills that may be relatable. So even though it's not 100% match, it's saying, hey, Steve, you may be great over here. You may not have dipped into that, but you've got some good skills that match up.
I think that's a great approach, because we've heard for a long time, especially if you follow sort of the job market and people who are, struggling maybe to find work, or you feel like a lot of games that are still traditionally being played, right, with really trying to match keyword to keyword, and even things like where, candidates get encouraged to copy the whole job description, paste it into their resume, and make it like white font color, right, to try to sort of trick this system. And look, that's not great for anyone, quite frankly. It's not good for the candidates. It's not good for the organization. And it sounds like what we're trying to do here is really authentically and meaningfully make the right connection, because that's where everybody wins, right? When we're finding the quote-unquote best fit candidates, right, for the open roles, both the org and the person wins.
Yeah, I think it also helps take the bias out too. I mean, we've all looked at resumes, and when you're sifting through thousands of resumes, they all start kind of blending together. But I think the tool itself takes the bias out, because now you're just looking at those skills that are matched. It's not, like you're mentioning, it's not the way their resume looks. Did they have a picture on it? Did they spell everything correctly, right? It's just surfacing good stuff to the top.
Awesome. Kelli, last thing before we let you go, anything at the show that stood out to you, anything cool, or just something outside the show, like fun Las Vegas thing, last impressions of Vegas and the show from you?
Vegas is always fun. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, so we can talk about that one here.
That is absolutely true.
I would say kind of lasting impression for me, and that what I'm hearing a ton is services. So how do you get more services tied into your technology?
I love it.
I love hearing things that we're already working on at isolved when you go to a conference, because it makes you feel like you're in the know, right? We're doing the right things, because that's what we're hearing all of the practitioners and customers saying while we're here. So services, making sure that you've got services weaved into the great products that you're building, because it's great if you have a tool that's that's available. But for smaller organizations, even larger organizations, having somebody there to help you implement and get those tools up and running and make sure that it's working for your organization, I think is one of the most important things.
Yeah, great.
I love that.
Great. It's great to emphasize that. It's so many times the relationship sort of goes cold after the contract's signed, right? Years ago, we did a presentation called "After the Contracts Are Signed," right?
At
Now,
Sherm,
what do you do
it was
next?
always
So,
a hit. Yes.
great call out, Kelly, on that. So good stuff. So, Kelli Rico, thank you for spending a few minutes with us.
No, thank you.
On the busy HR Tech schedule. Appreciate that, and we'll see you in a couple weeks at isolved Connect.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Great. Good stuff. All right. That's it for this H3 live from HR Tech in the isolved booth.
right.
Thanks to them, of course, for hosting us, and thanks to you for listening. Catch all the show archives at hrhappyhour.net. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. I got that out. I did at the end. Thank you.